Hi, I'm Whitney Morgan, Hashimoto's coach, gluten-free warrior, and creator of the Thyroid Reboot Method and the Gluten Gauntlet mini course. I imagine you've probably heard about the placebo effect. Basically, it's that your belief has an impact on how well a medical treatment works or the benefits you receive from a prescription drug. But today, I want to talk to you about the nocebo effect and how it can keep you from healing. But before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you'll get notified the next time I post a video. I've worked with dozens of women with Hashimoto's, and by far, the ones who get the best results in their efforts to improve their thyroid function are those with the right mindset. And part of maintaining the right mindset is rejecting the nocebo messages that you might be getting from your doctors and even from your friends and family. So to understand the nocebo effect, let's first talk about the placebo effect. So you've probably come across some, drug research studies where you've heard about certain participants being placed in what's called the placebo group. And this means that instead of getting the actual drug that's being tested, they get a sugar pill instead. And then a percentage of these people actually go on to experience some of the benefits of the drug that's being tested. This is a well-documented phenomena in the medical community, and it gets talked about a lot. But what doesn't get talked about so much is the placebo effect's evil twin, the nocebo effect. Both the placebo and the nocebo effect are testimony to the extraordinary power that your mind and your belief system have to influence how you feel. The stronger the belief, the stronger the effect. So let's say you are in extreme pain and you take a sugar pill that you believe is one of the most powerful painkillers on the market. Well, the placebo effect is likely to work in your favor to reduce your pain. On the other hand, if you've been told that this same sugar pill also comes with the unwanted side effects of extreme anxiety and racing heartbeat, you might just end up trading that pain for a full-blown panic attack. And that's the nocebo effect. It's the negative message that we get about a medical treatment or about a drug that ends up becoming part of our belief system and influencing the effect that that treatment or drug has on us. But this nocebo effect also applies to what we hear from our doctors and even our friends and family about our condition, about our diagnosis, about the progression of disease and what that's going to look like. So when a doctor sits there and tells you that the disease you have is incurable, or tells you your diagnosis is forever, and then proceeds to describe all of the symptoms that you might not have now, but are waiting for you down the road. These messages can absolutely influence how we feel, the symptoms we end up getting, and how our disease actually ends up progressing. And it can also influence whether or not our body and our mind are open to the possibility of completely healing the disease. So what I say is, diagnosis is not destiny. You can both choose to benefit from your doctor's expertise and their knowledge, and choose not to take on their beliefs about your disease or your prognosis as your own. Is this resonating with you? If so, give me a hell yes in the comments. This topic is near and dear to my heart because rejecting the nocebo message of one of my doctors was the turning point in my health journey. I've shared this part of my personal story in detail in a previous video. So in case you haven't seen it, I'll leave the link to that video in the notes here. But here's the short version. After a lifetime of me believing that doctors had some sort of godlike quality, it took a major nocebo message to snap me out of my groupie-like mentality. Here's what my doctor actually said to me. There's nothing that can be done. It won't kill you, but you'll die with it. your pain's going to get worse. You should probably join a support group. Now, I don't know why this happened, but in that moment, every cell in my body decided to reject this nocebo message. That was the moment that I chose to believe that something could be done, that a lifetime of pain was not my future, and that my disease was not incurable. Now, it's been 15 years since that day, and I'm here to tell you that I was the one that was right. But you know, it just as easily could have gone the other way. My healing was only possible because I took that first critical step of rejecting the nocebo message. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should ignore the expertise and knowledge of your doctors or that you should reject medical treatment. I'm simply saying that you can benefit from your doctor's expertise and knowledge without taking on their beliefs as your own. What your doctor believes is a product of their training and their clinical experience. And they're not in the business of imagining health outcomes outside of that experience. So always ask yourself when you're listening to your doctors, to medical experts, to even to friends and family, is there a nocebo message here that does not serve me? If the answer is yes, don't take that message on. To learn more about me and my story, you can visit my website at morgannutrition.com. If you're watching the replay on Instagram, just head to my bio link. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please like it, subscribe to my channel, or share it with someone who you think needs to hear this message. And as always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I do my best to answer each and every one. I'll see you next week.